present arms. Order arms.
We're now going to lead in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Present arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order arms. Frank, take over.
Left turn. Move. Forward. March.
Good evening, everybody. We want to thank you for and welcome you for being here today for the rededication of the peace poles that are placed behind me that we've had for a few years. The concept of this is simply to display the fact that Southfield is a city that is with peace with each other and others. I want to acknowledge the fact that here today that we do have some of my colleagues here, our Mayor Siver, who you will hear from in a few moments. We have our Council President, Ari Mandelbaum. We have our Council Pro Tem, Ms. Lenny Taylor, and we also have Ms. Coretta Hogg to be here as well. So majority of us are here mostly because, not or only because, we believe in this. Today is a day of international peace, and we celebrate it as other places all across the country are celebrating today as well. We have to be thankful for the fact that Southfield is a very peaceful city. You don't hear a lot about things that are going on in this city that are very terrible. You always have your bad actors, and so you have to deal with that, but they are far and few between. When we think about peace in this country, you got to start with just little young people that are being harmed in the dangers of what goes on in society today. The mass shootings that take place in kindergartens, high schools, and colleges. The people that are hurt and harmed, that are just everyday working people, minding their business, but simply just want to go to work, come home to their families, and they don't always get that opportunity. The elderly folks that are just trying to enjoy the rest of their lives peacefully and are still being hurt. The people in Ukraine and other places across the world that are in conflict. These are trying times, but as long as we keep putting out the mantra that may peace prevail on earth, which is what all these peace poles behind me say in various languages, not only ours. So let's keep promoting the whole ideal of peace wherever we go, and we hope that it will prevail over time. I want to thank our police chief and our police department for helping keeping this community peaceful and safe, and we appreciate every day they go out there because without them, we don't know what we have in this world. So with that being said, I'm going to move forward and pass the microphone over to Miss Barbara Talley, the Honorable Barbara Talley, our former councilwoman here in the city of Southfield. Let's give her a hand. Uh-oh, I'll put it in the pocket. Okay, so you just speak.
Okay. Well, I thank you very much. Very, very much. This morning when I woke up, by 10 or 11 o'clock, I was told that I had to do this program by myself. And so, but I am so glad that everybody is here that's supposed to be here, particularly you. And I thank everybody for that. We were talking about the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 goals. They were established by the United Nations in 2015, and they provide a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet, now and into the future. The goals aim to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy and prosperity by 2030. They address various global challenges such as poverty, inequality, climate change, environmental degradation, peace, and justice. And there are 17 goals. And we all know that we face big challenges in today's world: poverty, hunger, and climate change, just as some of the issues we need to address. Big challenges need bold actions to overcome them, and that is where the global goals come in. They are a plan to agree to be all world leaders to build a greener, a fairer, a better world by 2030, and we all have a role in achieving them. Quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. And I think that we should look at education. Here in Southfield, we have a great young people who are in the colleges and in the first grade, second grade, and all the way up. And we certainly want to have work on education. And I think that that is the most important thing, I believe, is education as now. There is what is called Michigan Ramp program that boys read for the first time. A second grader masters her multiplication tables, and a 12-year-old boy confesses, "I love learning." And their peers along with them are learning not only to be polite, but to respect themselves, others, and those who are different. There are just some of the outcomes for the students of Michigan Ramp. This is a special free distant learning program right here in Southfield. The purpose, very simply, is to develop a new model for distant learning. The long-term approach and strategy targets children from 4 to 12 to assure that they receive the proper fundamentals in reading, math, and critical thinking, and social skills. They are having a fundraising program on October the 28th, and you certainly will be advised of it. Thank you very much. Where is this?
TikTok.
Who's the
Mayor.
Oh.
Mayor.
This is Roberta Kottman, who is a representative of our local representative of the United Nations. All right. just hold that, Roberta. I'll hold this. So.
Let me share something with you, which is of great importance and talks about the history of Southfield. This is the joint resolution in recognition of International Day of Peace. It is dated September 21st, 2021. Councilman Siver signed it. Ari, you signed it. Nancy signed it. Lloyd Crews, Jason Hoskins, Myron Frazier. September 21. It talks about recovering from the pandemic. You remember that date? And so the whole city, with groups throughout the city, have recognized International Day of Peace. Not only do they have peace programs, but these groups have peace poles. The history of Barbara Kelly at Hope United Methodist Church had a peace center and a peace pole. And there are many other groups who have the same. September the 18th, at the United Nations, President Biden spoke at the opening, calling for world peace. But that's not all of Southfield. In regards to acting for peace, you will turn around and in the center, you will see the flag of the United States of America. You will see the flag of Michigan. You will see the flag of the city of Southfield. But Southfield is flying the Ukraine flag. Southfield is flying the Ukraine flag. Bless this planet. This is your history. The flag is wrapped around the American flag. You can see the yellow part. Bless this planet.
Thank you, Ms. Cotman. So I want to start out by saying we have had an International Day of Peace for a number of years now. I want to give credit to Councilman Lloyd Crews because he took the leadership to get our peace pole installation here. He didn't take credit for it, but he headed it up, and so we're thankful to Lloyd for that. Once again, thank you. Also want to mention that as most of you know, Barbara and I were neighbors. We lived in the same neighborhood. She, same street, a couple blocks away. And I bought my house because the people that lived in my house became alarmed because the first African-American couple moved in 2 doors down. And they didn't get to know the Hugheses. I found I had a lot in common with Mrs. Hughes. We both taught English. I was teaching at Thompson School, and she was teaching in River Rouge. And she was a delightful person. She happened to be a person of color, 2 wonderful sons, and a husband, very nice. They were just a really nice family. But I bought the house because they didn't get to know her. And so it harkens back to something that Martin Luther King said. And this was at Cornell College. He said, "I am convinced that men hate each other because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other. And they don't know each other because they don't communicate with each other. And they don't communicate because they are separated from each other." And I think that's very, very true. There was no reason for anyone to move away from the Hughes family because we had common values. They maintained their home, they went to work, they raised their sons like anybody else would do. And out of this, I think this is why there's a lot of violence in the world, a lot of discord because there isn't peace, because we make villains out of people we don't know and don't try to understand. And I will say that in my 56 years of living here, I'm extremely comfortable here. And I have always found that this is a place with a lot of harmony. And as Councilman Crews said, yeah, we have a few knuckleheads every once in a while that do dumb things, but basically we all get along. And so in 2016, when all of this hate gave rise in that campaign, I kept saying, and many of you have heard me say this, I feel I live in a bubble because I don't hear anti-Semitic talk. I don't hear comments about immigrants. I don't hear comments about African Americans. I don't hear negative comments about gay people. And that's the way it should be. And I think we are a model, and these peace poles behind me represent what we stand for. So we did on Monday evening. Barbara, maybe I can ask you to hold this. I'm juggling paper. Ms. Cotman, you'll be pleased to know that we have a new resolution from 2023, okay? So if you'll indulge me, I've been asked to read this. The International Day of Peace is also known as World Peace Day. It's observed annually on September 21st. This day is devoted to strengthening the ideals of peace within and among nations and all peoples. Whereas in 2020, Southfield became the first city in the United States to participate in Amigos de la Paz sustainability program and May Peace Prevail on Earth at the International Foundation. This award recognizes community, businesses, and educational institutions and individuals that support the United Nations goal for sustainable development. The goals are set to transform our world and strengthen the ideals of peace. The International Day of Peace 2023 theme is Act Now, to inspire people to act for the United Nations Sustainable Goals, which Ms. Talley has outlined. Act Now is a call to action recognizing the individual and collective responsibility that we all have for fostering peace. The United Nations call for peace is to fight inequality, drive action on climate change, promote and protect human rights, and cultivate a healthy planet, a just society, a better economy, and we're being able to work together. To achieve this, we must act urgently and to accelerate the changes to improve our lives and communities. In Southfield, we asked residents to visit our peace poles installed in front of the municipal building in November 2020, and now therefore be resolved that we, the Mayor and City Council, City of Southfield, County of Oakland, State of Michigan, do hereby proclaim the 21st day of September 2023 as International Day of Peace in the City of Southfield. And I'm going to present this to Barbara Talley. Okay. And I'm not sure who am I handing this off to. Farah. This is Faira Glenn, President of the Martin Luther King Task Force. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Happy International Day of Peace. Again, I am Faira Glenn, president of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Task Force. Act Now is the United Nations campaign to inspire people to act for the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which you just heard from Barbara. Act Now is a call to action, recognizing our individual and collective responsibility to foster peace. The goals can improve life for all of us: cleaner air, safer cities, equality, better jobs. These issues matter to everyone, but progress is too slow. We have to act urgently to accelerate changes that add up to better lives and a healthier planet. The 17 Sustainable Development Goals are a call for action by all countries, poor, rich, and middle income, to promote prosperity while protecting the planet. They recognize that ending poverty must go hand in hand with strategies that build economic growth and address a range of social needs, including education, health, social protection, and job opportunities, while tackling climate control, climate change, and environmental protection. Join the nation's call to act for peace. Join the nation's call to act for peace, fight inequality, drive action on climate change, and promote and protect human rights. We want a healthy planet, a just society, a better economy, and a world working together. To achieve this, we must act urgently to accelerate changes to improve our lives and communities. Together, we will overcome. Thank you.
Let me just interrupt 1 second. There are two other people here that should be introduced. Allison Bettis, our city clerk, and Miss DeVaull, our school board, I forget what rank you are, treasurer, no, vice president. Okay, sorry, you change from year to year. But anyhow, welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm Barbara Seldon, and I have been commissioned to sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. And as I was thinking about that song, it says, let it begin with me. We speak of all of the world problems, but they cannot be solved until we start with ourselves. So I will sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. If you wish to join me, feel free. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as the Father, brothers all are we. Let me walk with my brother in peace and harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every choice I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take this moment and live this moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Thank you. I think the song says it all. Let us start with ourselves.
That was a beautiful, beautiful rendition there, right? If y'all didn't know, Miss Seldon, she can sing. She don't sing, she sang. So we want to thank you again, Miss Seldon, for doing that for us today. Before we close, I'm going to... I didn't see it on the agenda. I figured he must be doing something. You got that envelope. Okay, I'm sorry. Come on up, sir. And your name is?
Remington.
Remington?
Yeah.
All right, very good. So Remington's going to have some words for us, looks like. There you go. Oh yeah, no, it's kind of windy out here.
Okay.
Sis is always to the rescue. You can hold it.
Yep.
If
got
you
it.
can.
I can. Let us join to call for.
You gotta talk.
Let us join to call for peace in all nations and communities. I will name the regions, then we will say, "May peace prevail in that region." I will name the countries in that region, then once again we will say, "May peace prevail in that region." Western Europe. May peace prevail in Western Europe. Adoria, Austria, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Iceland, Ireland, Italy, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Malta, Monaco, the Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, Saint Mario, Spain, Switzerland, Sweden, the United Kingdom, and the Vatican. May peace prevail on earth. Eastern Europe. May peace prevail on Western Europe. Albania, Bosnia, Bulgaria, the Czech Republic, Hungary, Kosovo, Moldova, Montenegro, Poland, Romania, Russia, Siberia, and Ukraine. May peace prevail in Western Europe. The Middle East. May peace prevail in the Middle East. Bahrain, Cyprus, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Oman, Palestine, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Cyprus, Turkey, the United Arab, Yemen. May peace prevail in the Middle East. Central Asia. May peace prevail in Central Asia. Afghanistan, Armen, Belgium, Batum, Georgia, India, Mongolia, Nepal, Pakistan, Tibet, Turkestan, Uzbekistan. May peace prevail in Central Asia. East Asia. May peace prevail in East Asia. Brunei, Cambodia, China, Indonesia, Japan, North Korea, South Korea, Laos, Maldives, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Taiwan, Thailand, and Vietnam. May peace prevail in East Asia. Oceania. May peace prevail in Oceania. Australia, Fiji, the Marshall Islands, Micronesia, New Zealand, Samoa, the Solomon Islands, Togo. May peace prevail in Oceania. North Africa. May peace prevail in North Africa. Algeria, Chad, Djibouti, Egypt, Libya, Mali, Niger, South Sudan, Sudan. May peace prevail in North Africa. East and South Africa. Algeria, Botswana, the Comoros, Kenya, Madagascar, Mozambique, Chile, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. May peace prevail in East and South Africa. West and Central Africa, Benin, Cameroon, the Central African Republic, the Dominican Republic of Congo, Côte d'Ivoire, the Gambia, Guinea, Libya, Nigeria, and Uganda. May peace prevail in West and Central Asia, North and Central Asia, the Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Canada, Costa Rica, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Grenada, Guatemala, Haiti, Honduras, Jamaica, Mexico, Panama, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Trinidad, and the United States. All the indigenous nations, all the other regions in the world, may peace prevail on earth. Michigan, may peace prevail on earth. Southfield, may peace prevail in Southfield. Our communities, may peace prevail in our communities. Our homes, may peace prevail in our homes. Our hearts, may peace prevail in our hearts. May peace be with you. Please join me in a moment of silence.
Very good, thank you. It's always nice when we have our youth being a part of this, right? Next generation of peacemakers. Thank you very much. So, I don't know which program I printed off, so is there anybody else that was supposed to speak? Otherwise, I'm going to pass this microphone to our police chief, Chief Barron, just to give us some closing words, and then we will go from there.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Councilman. Let's give Remington another round of applause. And I think the councilman said it best, getting our youth involved in these activities, because they are the future of Southfield. You know, we talked about in the program, and Remington articulated, let peace prevail in Southfield. And so, although this is an international event, global, nothing happens if the local communities do not get involved. And that's where all of you come from. So give yourselves a round of applause. When you look at the history of Southfield, certainly I was with Detroit growing up, been with Southfield since 2019, but I got to know many leaders that spearheaded the Southfield community to get us where we are right now, a recognized community, a great mayor, you know, great, the singing of Barbara Talley, Barbara Seldon, and then the great leadership of Miss Talley. So these are things we got to continue to inspire, spread the word, and get involved. I also want to recognize the Southfield Police Department. We're going to start with Sergeant, soon to be Lieutenant Young. As you saw, the great work of the Honor Guard coming out here in flying colors. So thank you for your leadership on that. And so it's very important, again, that we continue to do these things, keep these events going, because our future depends on recognizing that Southfield is a world-class city. And from here, I'll pass it back to our mayor.
You're going to announce we have a domestic violence.
Oh, great. You know, so a great point, Mayor. So Monday. Okay. So I got a lot of things to mention. So we're having a domestic violence awareness walk Sunday, October 1st, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're going to kick it off right here on this front lawn. As you know, it's been a fourth annual event. We do have a domestic violence issue in this country. We certainly have a domestic violence issue in our city of Southfield. Pretty much every morning when I wake up and read the reports from the night before, there's some type of incident regarding domestic violence. And that's why it's important for us to continue to bring awareness, let the individuals know what type of resources are available, let the community know what signs to look for. So please join us if your time permits. It's going to be a great walk. We have a great list of speakers, and the resources will also be available.
Thanks, Chief. Thank you, Mrs. Cotman. Thank you to everybody that is here today, our mayor and the council members, but more importantly, all the people that are here, the community, because that's what this is all about. And so we want to just to say that we appreciate you all coming to acknowledge it. Tell your friends to come by and take a look. They may find their language there or another language that they know and say, wow, Southfield really cares. So, well, as we close, we just know we want to see peace prevailing on earth, and it starts with me. All right, thank you.
Yeah.